Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever this podcast finds you. I hope you are exceeding. I hope you are feeling abundant and knowing that abundance attracts itself to you naturally. This is Portia Sherelle. Thank you so much again for joining and not keeping me to myself, but sharing. So I have a little story really quickly before we start recording the actual video live. I wanted to do a topic speaking on co-parenting, something that I'm an advocate for and something that I'm actively doing. And I have two different situations. So we recorded the video. I had two guests. They were very awesome, two gentlemen. And as with life, things happen, and the video didn't save. We agreed to re-record, and the dates just did not add up. So I began thinking, and I began praying, and God, what's next? I have to move forward. I have other content to put out, but I need to put this content out. And so I have a special guest joining me today. So very proud of this young lady. I love her so much. She's helped me grow in ways she probably would never understand. And I felt who better to speak on co-parenting with than the seed, the product of a co-parenting couple. So, alrighty, this is Santana Grace. This is my oldest daughter. Her father is currently incarcerated, and we are still choosing to co-parent. So I think with co-parenting, it's never going to be easy. It's not the ideal situation, but we don't have to think of co-parenting of just with two parents who are not together, because you need to actively co-parent, whether you are a husband or wife, whether you are girlfriend, boyfriend, engaged, you need to make sure you actively co-parent. So this video is for everyone. We are not just limiting this to single parents who are dating. So, Gracie, how you doing?
Good.
Good? You feeling good?
Yeah.
Got anything you want to say? Lift your head up straight.
I'm sick.
You're 6. Okay. What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Do you like school?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the tough question. You ready?
Yeah.
What's your daddy name?
Laura.
Lil Rock?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you love your daddy?
Yeah.
Is he a good daddy?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's a good dad? He sends you stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he take care of you, you feel, and he get you what you need also, right? Even though he's not here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have a little story with Santana's dad. So thank you guys so much again for listening. This is very personal to me, and growth is very personal. So we all have our own individual journeys. No one can tell you how to live this life and what's correct and what's not correct. So we are here in our PJs. It's Veterans Day. Salute to all the veterans. Thank you so much for your service. I let this one stay home. She didn't go to daycare either. She said she's going to be a big girl, so she stayed home. So just a little backstory.
And my grandma is sick, but she's feeling better.
Okay, that's good. So just a little backstory. Grace's dad and I have known each other since we've been, I don't know, like 7, 8, or 9. We've always loved each other. We are best friends. He's one of my best friends, but we are now co-parenting. He has a girlfriend. I respect his relationship. And like I said, he's incarcerated. So I don't know how many of you have had to deal with an incarcerated parent now or in the past, but it can be very difficult. And I've taken on the task of still making her father-daughter relationship the most important thing. So with co-parenting, you have to take out all feelings and emotions, and you have to make it strictly about the child. Yes. You have to make it strictly about the child so that they can be happy, so they can dwell and still thrive. She's still thriving. She still loves her dad. She still feels as if she has the best dad in the world, even though the circumstances are not perfect.
I am annoying.
You are annoying sometimes, yes. So ideally with co-parenting, what you are trying to create is a feeling of security for the child. So when we begin this topic, and I was speaking with a few of my girlfriends and a few women I know who are co-parenting, different things came up. So it was like, well, what if the dad is just, not with it? Or for the single dad, what if the mom is just not with it? I cannot force this thing. You don't have to force anything. It should be natural. So if it's not natural, depending on your obstacles, sometimes you just have to cut loose, because what is best for the child is just a happy, thriving environment, like I said, feeling secure, and just kind of always leave the door open if you feel you can, for a relationship in the future. Don't speak negative about the partner. Don't talk down about them. Children are very smart. Eventually, if there is something going on and it's on the other parent's end, they will know, and they'll grow older and they'll figure it out. So that's one thing, that I learned, and just keeping that communication open. There's no time that if he needs to contact me regarding his child, him or someone can get in contact with me, or someone very close to me or my child. So communication is key. Yes, what do you want to say?
My tooth is wiggly.
Your tooth is wiggly?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you may be getting a visit from the tooth fairy soon?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Another topic that came up was dating while co-parenting. So you are now separated, you're single, and you're a parent, but you still want to date. You still have needs that need to be met emotionally, mentally, and physically, of course. So you're in this dating field. What happens when your partner makes it difficult for you to date someone, or when someone is intimidated by the co-parenting relationship that you have with your child parent? My opinion and what I feel is ultimately you aren't able to do anything about that. If you have this relationship and it's just a healthy relationship and it's just about the child, you have to put that first. So it will be a sacrifice, but being a parent and being a mother, it's a complete sacrifice. So this co-parenting thing, it is about communication, and it is about a lot of sacrifice. There have been many times where I felt all kinds of ways, like, you know what, this is just not what it is, and this is not what God has for my life, and it's like I have to just take myself completely out of the equation. um I've also dealt with like her dad dating someone else, and it's always an issue because we still have a solid relationship, and we are friends ultimately. So outside of just having a child, our families are close, we are friends, and that's just what it is. We've known each other for a long time. But going forward, I think we are getting older, and we agree, we want to make sure to keep the lines clear, to not make our partners uncomfortable when dating. So it's ultimately up to the guy or the woman that you are dating to say, okay, my honey feels threatened. He or she does not like this. Maybe you can only communicate during certain hours or during certain times, or maybe they can be involved as well. You can get your partner involved, so they're able to help and see that this is strictly about, the child. It's communication. What do you want and what do you see for your child and their future? If you're dealing with someone, because there are bad fathers, there are bad mothers. If you're dealing with someone to where it's almost tormenting you to even communicate with them, and they don't want to take care of what they've made and produced, that's not on you. You have to let it go. And like I said, this is my story. I know what I've been through and what I've sacrificed. So that's what I can speak on. I had Santana 6 years ago. We were living in Atlanta at the time, Norcross, and I gave birth to her without her dad, because at that time he was also incarcerated. And as a parent, you start to feel like, okay, who am I? Who do I love? Why am I choosing this person? And you can kind of go on a guilt trip, like, why didn't I choose different? How did this relationship happen? And stop guilt tripping yourself. Stop replaying memories, of sad times. Let yourself go of that cycle of like regret or shame or guilt, because ultimately it made me stronger. Giving birth to her, he was there mentally and emotionally, and but not physically. And we know giving birth is so special. It's so amazing. It's so magical, and it's difficult, and it's scary, and it's hard, and it hurts like hell. And you do want, your partner there with you, and you want them there with you for the emotional roller coaster that you're on, and the cravings, and the soreness, and just the feeling of being scared of becoming a first-time mom, because I was a first-time mom at that time. But I feel like now I'm able to speak with other people, and our Black men and our brown men are incarcerated at extremely high rates. A lot of times, every time you can see someone with like a drug charge, and they will get less time. They'll get more time, a harder sentence than someone who has like raped someone, or someone who's bothered children. And it's despicable. And it's heart-wrenching. And all I know is that, he is a good guy. He's a little, he's a hot boy, but
He's not a hot boy.
he's not, what is he?
He's a
He's
good
a good boy. Okay. Yeah, and
my cousin Bree and Chris are joining us too.
okay, Bree and Chris joining us too. And so ultimately, like, there's just so many factors that go into it. And unfortunately, I'm a person that's going to look at every factor, and I'm going to look at the big picture, and I'm going to weigh the good against the bad, and I'm going to keep it moving. I allow her to video chat with her dad. We've been through so much. She has been to, like a facility before, even when she was younger, and she doesn't remember. Thankfully, I felt more comfortable doing it then, when I know she would not remember. And people go through it. So I'm here with you. I'm not just this super man. I have a real life. And it is through my real life, my real experiences, where I'm able to gain wisdom to fulfill my purpose, and walk in my purpose. So I thank you guys again, for joining me on my journey, and supporting my journey, and wanting me to grow. There's so much more coming for myself and for my brand. Please continue to follow me. I'm LaPortia Mitchell on Facebook. On IG, I'm OPortia_, so it's OHPORTIA. So many good things coming. Growth can be scary. A lot of the topics I'm dealing with, co-parenting, I'm going to start speaking more on individuals being incarcerated, continuing to bring you different careers, and choices and options for you or for your children, so that you can see we are doing great things out here. It's our time now as a Black person, as a Black woman. It is time. If you are doubting yourself, if you are unsure, one thing I had to do with co-parenting, because you have those old ways and those old generational things, and they're telling you, forget that, man, just do this, or get on child support, or just whatever. And whatever works for your situation works for your situation. But I know what I wanted ultimately was just, again, for my daughter to be happy, to be healthy, and to have that connection with her dad, one that cannot be replaced. And if you have someone that's trying, give them the benefit of the doubt. Take your feelings out of it. I feel as if dads should have as much responsibility as moms. So when we are speaking on co-parenting, we are talking about going to doctor's appointments. We are speaking on buying shoes. Does the house need food? We are speaking on maybe the mom needs some gas money. It's a team, it's a partnership. You should want your child to thrive. And then this person that you've chosen to bring this child into the world with, you should want them to thrive as well. Because if the household is thriving, then the child is thriving. You want to be involved with school. You want to know how they're doing on homework and know about report cards. And I just, other family members, if you have a sister that's maybe not a best parent, let her know and check her. If you have a brother or an uncle or a cousin, and I know sometimes they won't listen, and maybe you do check them, and it goes in one ear and out the other, and I understand that. But for someone, like I said, I would just always hope that my videos can at least trigger a conversation or trigger a thought for you to just say, hey, maybe I can do it differently. And then if I try it and it does not work, at least I tried. At least you tried. If you're dealing with, again, co-parenting, you're dating someone who's co-parenting and there's confrontation in the relationship, you know who needs to handle that? The person that you were dating. They are the only ones. I know sometimes men and women can be out of control, but they're adults. We can't control adults, but your partner needs to actively put forth and set boundaries and standards in that relationship for it to work with you. If they are choosing to not be with their partner, but to be not to be with the person that they made their child with, but they're choosing to move forward. The two guests that I had, I mean, they had very different stories, very amazing stories, but ultimately they were both either on the path to wanting to become a single father, or they were a single father, and they came to be very different ways. And so this can happen at any time. This can happen at any age. So this could be for a young parent or an older parent. Just put the child first. We want healthy families and healthy, thriving families and households for our young Black children. So that's all I have to say on co-parenting. Again, just want to start the conversations on mental health, on co-parenting, on incarceration, and the unfairness of it, and still trying to thrive with a family member, who may be incarcerated. Again, just bringing you many opportunities. Eventually, we'll start talking more about how to grow and profit in business. As I learned, I want to take you guys on my journey. So again, I thank you so much. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Grace?
Yeah.
What else do you want to say before we go?
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn that bell.
Oh yeah, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You heard her. Until next time, everybody, just keep pushing. Thank you so much.